Good morning, everyone. My name is Alex Kolish. I'm the Parks Canada manager responsible for the Burgess Shale, and I'm just going to navigate back to where I need to be. So I'll just take us to the Parks Canada section. And it's important at Parks Canada that we really reflect our mandate in everything we do, and our approach to this website was no different. The Parks Canada pages provide an overview of our approach to managing the Burgess Shale, how we make connections with visitors, how we reach people in their homes who want to learn about the site, and how we protect this remarkable fossil location. The Learn section provides just a brief history of the Burgess Shale with significant links, or with links to the significant content that's elsewhere on the site. And it also highlights the history and the links between the discovery of the fossils and the creation of Yoho National Park 125 years ago this year. The visit section is designed to provide visitors, or prevent potential visitors to Yoho National Park with a taste of what to expect and how to plan for their guided hike to the Burgess Shale. These pages complement those on our own website to give visitors comprehensive information on a visit to Yoho National Park. And of course, the rest of the virtual museum will provide as much content on and information on science, history, and research as really anyone could want. In addition to information on the guided hikes, there are sections on other ways that visitors can learn about the Burgess Shale, such as the exhibit that we have in the Information Center in Yoho National Park, or places to go in Yoho to see Fossil Ridge and the location of Walcott Quarry from the valley bottom, for those that really can't make the hike there. The Protect section is another important part of what we do, and it provides information. There we go. It provides information on accessing these restricted sites and highlights the protected nature of this non-renewable resource. One protection measure in particular is highlighted in another section of the site, and that's our fossil cam, and I'm going to be talking about that in a few minutes. In Watch and Listen, visitors can take a virtual hike by watching a short video that takes you along the trail and up to Walcott Quarry on Fossil Ridge, the site of the discovery by Walcott. You'll see spectacular views along the way and hear from visitors at the site about what they think about being there in person. We also have a series of 4 podcasts in this section that visitors can listen to in their home, or really download and listen to them on their way to Yoho for their own visit in person. We also have this 360-degree interactive panoramic photograph that not only allows you to see what makes the hike to Walcott Quarry so amazing and so picturesque. I'm going to just drive over to the right a little bit. It also allows you to zoom in to the quarry wall. That cabinet there is a cabinet that our interpreters have locked and open on when they visit the site with our guests. It contains some of the more important and precious specimens that we do need to keep locked up. But on the quarry wall, you can see evidence of the quarrying work that was done by folks like Desmond Collins, who's here in the room today. And it's really that quarrying work that resulted in the world's largest collection of Burgess Shale fossils that now reside here in this very building. The final section I'm going to take you to is our fossil cam. This is a tool that I really like because it serves 2 important purposes for us. First, it allows us to quickly monitor the site should our intrusion detection equipment detect or alert us to unauthorized use of the area. Parks Canada staff, be they park wardens or other folks, can log onto the camera from any networked computer really across the country, but obviously there in Yoho, and this really would save significant response time compared to getting there in person. But at the same time as the camera plays an important role in security, it can also be a great outreach tool, as I'm going to show you. The webcam generates its own power through solar panels and a wind turbine and links wirelessly to our network. Should we need to, we can zoom in and out, pan and tilt the camera to monitor the site, and even take pictures or video, such as the one you're watching here. The zoom capabilities of the camera make it a really valuable tool for us for monitoring, but also provide another window into the Burgess Shale through a unique use of technology. This could very well be the highest elevation, one of the highest elevation webcams in the country. So that's just a quick snapshot of the Parks Canada section, a little bit of a virtual visit in combination with the entire website. I think it's, as Alan said, it really starts to tell that secret that that is worth sharing. It's a remarkable resource, and frankly, I don't believe there is any place on the planet where so much information about the Burgess Shale has been collected in one place. And Jean-Bernard and his team here are really to be congratulated. So with that, I think we will close the formal part of this presentation, and I believe we're going to open it up to questions. And then after that, there are opportunities for folks to try out the website on their own with laptops in the back of the room. Thank you. Fine.
What happens to the camera in the winter when it's snow covered?
Alex? Sure. That's a great question, Marianne. Good to see you again. Indeed, snow-covered would be the least of our worries. It's in the middle of a very significant avalanche path. So, along with other work that we do at the site each year, we do have to get up there and take equipment there, move things around. So we install it and remove it with a helicopter. And I can't resist. Since you asked the question, well, maybe we're answering some more questions. We do have a video. It's going to come up of just how we do that. So maybe we'll let that play while we've got other questions going.
And that camera's on Mount Stephen. Is there one at Burgess?
There is not one at Walcott Quarry currently. That is something we're looking into for sure. We need to be mindful of the fact that this camera is quite a bit higher than the trilobite beds themselves, and it's somewhat, well, frankly, this is quite out of sight. We need to be sure that if we're going to put something over at Walcott Quarry, that we don't detract from the experience of visitors that are there as well. Potentially. Yeah. I'm just going to do that, but I'm also going to turn the volume down because this is actually done, I'll do a quick plug, this is done by a videography student that we had. We had a national program in Parks Canada to hire videography students to come and do videos of our protected places. And this was one of the one of the videos that our student in field put together, and it's a great little program.
Well, excellent questions. Those reconstructions are based on, for the most part, scientific information that has been gathered through the entire history of the Burgess Shale since the discovery of the first fossils. So we took great care in reading the literature, making sure that all the details for each single species was basically accurately reconstructed. And the color, though, that is represented is not known. So we don't know the color of the organisms. There are some things that we needed to, we could not know, for example, how fast a swimmer organism will go in a water column. So there's part of fiction here as well. But as we try to work as much as possible close to what we know scientifically, this animation, around 7 minutes of animation, took about 2 years to create for a full team of 2 people. So it took a long time to recreate each single species and put them together. The fundraising for the Early Life Gallery, which we hope will integrate some of these animations, but we'd like to bring these animations a step further here, potentially adding some interactivity, as you mentioned, but also to create perhaps 3-dimensional representations with using 3D TVs and high definition as well. Depends where you go. If you go to the Walcott Quarry, which has been studied for more than a century now and intensively sampled, you may have less chance to find a new species there. We have perhaps around 100,000 specimens from this locality. But if you go to other localities with similar type of fossils in Yoho and Kotini and National Park, you may find new species because these areas have been less sampled. So in the last two expeditions that I organized, and the latest was in 2010, we went back to places that Des Collins had discovered earlier, but where we didn't do a lot of work there. It was at the time simply collecting material from Tellus. What we also did during that time in 2010 was collecting specimens from Tellus material, not in situ, not in rock formations, not doing any quarrying, and we found new species. In a period of 2 days, I recall, near the area of Stanley Glacier near Banff, we found in a small block, which is perhaps double the size of this podium, perhaps 5 new organisms in 2 days. So there's a lot of work to do there still.
This is a question from people that are following along on the live blog I'm doing on the ROM's website. Are there any comparisons on the site between ancient creatures and the closest ones in today's oceans?
Yes. In many ways, all the organisms that are present in the Burgess Shale, or most of them, can be linked to organisms that we know today. And they are deep branches of animal groups, such as chordates. We have an animal called Picaya gracilens, which is related to us, and that's one of the oldest chordates that we know in the fossil record. So the Burgess Shale is really unique in that sense, because it presents a lot of very primitive and very ancient organisms that can still be seen today in modern ecosystems. That we are all part of life. We're all part of life, we're all connected. This website should appeal to anybody really, with a connection to the internet anywhere in the world, because it's a story about life. It's a story about our origins. It's a story of the origin of all the organisms you see in the Shale Gallery, and it's a great Canadian story. It's a wonderful opportunity to educate people using this tool in a way that we couldn't do, by doing one lecture here or one lecture there. It's really a large, there's a very large audience here. So looking forward to update this website to make it as accurate as possible. But the message is that we're all deeply connected to the Burgess Shale. Let me go to animal case, for example, where not only you have the entire ecosystem represented, but also you have all these individual animals that have been recreated so that it's easier to see. So this is animal case canadensis, which has a great story because it's one of the most iconic animals from the Burgess Shale. And it was even found before the discovery of the Burgess Shale itself. And it was found on Mount Stephen. So this is a single animation of the species swimming environment. For each species, we also recreated what we call turntables. So just imagine having the specimen pinned and turning around so you can see very fine details of each of these organisms in that way. Again, this is based on detailed studies, so we are looking at the morphology of the organism, and in many cases we are using external organisms as examples of what could be done with this sort of morphology. In cases like Anomalcaris, it's a bit tricky because there's nothing really similar in modern oceans, but based on the anatomy and based on the way it's preserved, we're able to, we suggest that it is the movement of the lobe that will allow this animal to swim in the water column. We are going to have a few laptops here that you can scroll through the website, and we can answer questions there. And also some real specimens, if you want to look at them, I will be close by and can answer your questions there. Thank you very much.